like, you know, blueberry pie, that kind of effect. It takes a while to get rid of it. All right, now, Dusty, you can slump like the old guy. In other words, take the position that he will be in, right?
The shoulders will be down. I don't think I'm going to keep them up on the
all right, but you can put your hands on here. It's close enough. It's close enough.
Head will be forward, I think.
All right, just don't overdo it at this point, because it'll give some. I just want to get a basic...
I know what it's like to watch myself on the screen and to look very attractive, as in the film The Graduate. You know, a lot of money was spent to make me look attractive and to be a kind of this now generation, you know, whatever it was. You know, when people see you on the street, when they saw me on the street, they thought that was me, that character. And as I've said before, you know, when I get up in the morning, go in the bathroom, Sounds of Silence isn't playing.
Worse.
Now, take it easy, because this glues very tentatively.
Every human being has strengths and weaknesses, and there are many unattractive and weak sides to me, personally. And as an actor, you try to see those strengths and weaknesses in yourself and to draw from them and use them in a character. The best thing you can do as an actor, I think, is to have the courage to be unattractive. That doesn't mean just be physically unattractive, but to be weak, as people are weak. To me, what it means is to be anti or not movie human, but to be human.
As if you had no teeth. You know, push up. Yeah. Don't do all of one thing. I mean, vary it as much as you can.
Yeah, if I puff up the upper lip, it looks like no teeth.
What are you going to do?
Mark. Action.
My name is Jack Kraft, and I am the sole white survivor of the Battle of the Big Horn. Popularly known as Custer's Last Stand.
I think if the film Little Big Man works, it will work because it's like history. It's fantasy. It's a little off the ground. It floats. People get killed, and yet it's unreal. It's disconnected. The movie is about a period in the 1870s, I guess. It evolves in and around the Battle of Little Bighorn, Custer against the American Indians. And it deals with that point in history, which was the kind of the beginning of the end for the Indians. The Battle of Little Bighorn being their last great battle.
Onward to the Little Bighorn and glory!
Dusty.
Cut!
I think I have more what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that better.
How do you prepare for a role? The mechanical things that you do, the psychological things. How do you do a guy from 15 to 121, where he is recalling this? The whole film is actually a flashback. It's difficult to answer because the question is the one that's kind of put forth to a painter, let's say, or a sculptor, but not to a movie actor. You don't have time. Most of the time, there's no rehearsal, as was the case in this film. Little big man. You talk a bit with the director, Arthur Penn, read the screenplay, you get a feeling, and then you start to work. You have to learn how to ride a horse, so I learned how to ride a horse in 3 weeks every day. Came home and sat in Epsom salts. I could barely walk. I'm short in the leg, I was constantly told. Bad hamstrings. You have to grip the horse. Friends will come up and say, boy, you really ride that horse. But the camera can cut just before I fall on my can, you know. Character sweeps all over the place. He lives with the whites. He lives with the Indians. Jack Crab is raised by the Indians. Goes into the Battle of the Washoe. Everybody's wiped out. He escapes. Sees his family killed, burned, brutalized. And decides he will kill Custer. There weren't very many faces. There was, in the sense, it was the same character, but he was young. He was in his 20s. He was in his 30s. He had a beard. He had a mustache. He had old age phase. He had lifts on my face for age 16, 17. I think one thing that's an actor's job is to know as much about himself as he can. The more things he can use of himself, the better. The more things he can admit about himself, the better.
Maybe just before we go, I can get a little spritz of fresh blood.
Dusty, watching Custer, and then come over here. I'll call you over to this side.
Yeah.
And you watch the Harry Major get it. Don't! Right in the back.
Well, you said you call me over that side. You want me to come over that side or look over
To look over to that side.
All right.
Okay? All right, gentlemen, clear, please. Hey, camera. See. All right.
Jack Crab doesn't quite know where his own world is. I have the same problem in a way. A lot of people do today. You spend half your life in peace and half your life in violence, or surrounded by violence. And you ask yourself, are you weak? And I say to myself, am I a weak person for just going from movie to movie while horrible things are happening around me?
Get on your feet and face the enemy!
Oh, wait, General.
All right. The sentence is death. Hold!
I know there's an active part of myself and there's a passive side of myself. There are times in life where I feel I take the initiative and I'm at the front of protest or something, whether it's a family argument or outside things. And there's other times where I'm just swept along, where I'm just led. And you do know from reading a character that there are certain things about a character that you bring from yourself, hopefully all that you can knit together. And you can use that part of yourself that you feel feeds in with the character.
Where you going, soldier?
That's for the General, sir.
Wait a minute. What's that on your face?
Oh, mud, sir.
That's not mud. That's Indian paint. And that's an Indian knife. What's the trouble, Captain? I think we've got ourselves a renegade, sir. He's got on Indian paint and doesn't know his company or the name of his commanding officer.
General, don't you remember me? I'm Jack Crab Mule Skinner. I was captured by the Cheyenne, held prisoner. They put cactus storage in me for 3 days, but I just laughed and begged to keep on doing it.
You laughed.
I laughed my head off, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Crab is a hustler, I think. He's a man driven, and I think anybody that's driven hustles. And I do too in life. And when your life is on the line, there's no rules. And his life was on the line, and he had to do whatever he could to be crafty or whatever, to hustle himself out of that situation.
If you just turn around, you could kill him.
Yeah.
You know? And he won't. And it just becomes too impossible.
And I can maybe do a little faster then.
Yeah, I think you have to come in with a different
Good.
address and...
Good. Just come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That play the difficulty on top.
There's no difficulty.
Run with the intention to do it. Now, stop! You know? And it doesn't happen.
It is the director's medium. It really is. In this particular film, it's very difficult for me, the actor, because there's no long scenes. Except for maybe a couple. There aren't scenes to play. There are more than 2-3 pages. They're cuts, and yet you have to start to define a character. So I don't know what I did. I don't know. I'll look at it. I'll see it when it's cut.
Okay, let me look at you again. Yeah, okay.
Harry?
Yes, sir.
You want to look at something?
Yeah.
Coming in, knifing him is about like that.
Yeah.
Don't let your arm touch that, please.
Right, like this. Knifing him, right?
Yeah.
So I'm straight on now. I relax the knifing. He says, "What are you doing?" Or he says, to you, and I say, "Yes, sir." And I'm starting to turn now. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Turning sideways and pouring like that.
Yeah.
Pouring, looking at him. And now I back up.
Yeah.
And I'm got the right adjustment to him.
Yeah. Now you play your 2 lines, then you turn slowly. Says turn.
Put the knife in.
Yeah.
No, then I take the hat off.
Right.
I take
Thank
the
you for
hat
sparing
off.
my life.
And like that.
Yeah.
And I turn.
Turn. Drop you. Let him drop out.
And turn some more.
Aye.
And drop out when you'd go,
Right.
Dusty. Right on out.
I'll take the tea now, Corporal.
Yes, sir.
Out of everything I've ever done, I can point to moments where I thought I was transcended into that thing that you call a character. That's all you hope for as an actor. I've seen performances that I consider to be really great, and by that I mean that there were just a lot of those moments. You begin to get the feeling that you're not watching acting anymore, but you're watching sculpture. It's a piece of work. It's a rock. And I would like to do a rock someday. So.
I know General George Armstrong Custer for what he was. And I also know the Indians for what they was.
Beautiful.
I'll do it. No, it's hurting, Dick.